Okay, why don't we go take a look around Darling Harbour, Sydney, Australia. 3 days before Christmas 2024. Let's go take a look. We're now in Chinatown. First bicycle with the camera. Let's see what we see.
Yeah, but why? Why does that?
Have a little look around. The Sydney streets are thronging with people with this shopping and all the international tourism. Amazingly beautiful day. So let's go take a look. Stunning day today in Sydney. First test of the Action 5 Pro on a bicycle, chest mounted.
Urgent keeping.
Up by the new Sydney City Library. A library that has a cocktail bar, 5-star Chinese restaurant, microbrewery, daycare, and everything, I assume, subsidizing the library. What a wonderful concept. I think the City of Sydney has really got it right. We have the famous Pump House Brewery. Riding the brand new Mamba Venom. No, I'm sorry, antidote to the venom. It's the Mamba Antidote Double Strike. So here we are in the Darling Walk precinct, adjacent to the Sydney Convention Centre. Sydney's ICC, International Convention Centre. Tremendous architecture. This beautiful sort of amphitheater. One might see the wooden trestle sort of roof. Yeah, Absolute excellent architecture. Have a look at that, eh? Lots of events being held here all the time. So bars, restaurants, nightclubs in the area. Absolutely beautiful day. Thank you for coming along to see Sydney. Once again, a thumbs up, please. The new Traversing Travels channel. Inside here behind the trees, the Sydney Chinese Gardens. Plenty of absolutely fantastic restaurants and bars and clubs. The Australian alfresco lifestyle. You're fine. Thank you. We're right on this edge of Sydney's CBD. Surrounded by water. Australia's Sydney Harbour. It's got nice and slow through here. There's a lot of children. Wonderful outdoor sort of playground for the kids here. Just sort of an aquatic paradise. Something for everybody.
Cool places in the world.
Now we're coming into the Darling Harbour, which is just one of the tentacles of Sydney Harbour. Just swing around so we can see the IMAX. Little bungee jumping. So, this is Sydney's IMAX. From another angle, it's amazing new architecture. Straight ahead in the distance, you have the new Crown Casino. This is more of the International Convention Centre ahead. It's a large complex. I must say that this Mamba Venom double strike is one of the most stable, most comfortable, solid bicycles I've ever had the pleasure to own. This is day 3 of my Antidote double strike ownership. Absolutely loving it. Here we have the marina coming up. Once again, just more bars, restaurants, nightclubs. Fantastic looking yachts. I should say cruisers. fantastic day. People really enjoying the lifestyle. Not all tourists, a lot of locals as well. And we're just about to approach the Sydney Aquarium. Sydney Aquarium is one of the highlights. Definitely on top of with the zoo. One must take a ferry from Circular Quay to get to the zoo. Because that's once again another tentacle of Sydney Harbour. Massive Australian flag up ahead, protruding straight from the middle of the harbour. That's the old Piermont Bridge that's now been made pedestrian. Straight ahead beyond the people, we have the Australian Maritime Museum, where submarines and old sailing boats and battleships and so on are all on display. So this is the Sydney Aquarium. Once again, the large building in the distance there, that is the new Crown Casino. Fine piece of real estate. We're crowded down here today, so I think we'll just take it slow. Cargo bar. Even a Dixieland-style paddle ship. How about that? Sydney showboats. Wow, it sounds like it's getting a bit rowdy in that pub. So what we're coming up to in this area is all the new Barangaroo development. All developed at about the same time as the Sydney Casino. A lot of international companies. Beneath that are really, I can only describe them as like 5-star food courts. A little bit of shopping. This area, there are water taxis available that will take you anywhere, as well as a multitude of different services. Not a bad lifestyle. Barangaroo. And in the distance, you have an old sailing boat. Once again, part of the large area that's the Sydney Aquarium on the other side. Love this architecture. Just endless bars, restaurants, coffee shops, excellent food courts with top quality food. All Australian produce for the most part, I would imagine. Christmas tree. By the way, for the kids out there, in Australia, Santa Claus rides a surfboard. Did you know that? A surfboard. Santa on a surfboard. Here's a new ferry wharf. These ferries are actually just public transport, very, very cheap to ride. Somebody visiting Sydney need only buy what's known as an Opal card. You have access to buses, trains, ferries. No helicopters. None I know of, that is. Do I say it again? I must say this Mamba Venom, not the Venom, the successor to it, the Antidote, Mamba Antidote Double Strike V2E bicycle. It just handles like a dream. The high speeds or low speeds, walking speed, it's solid. That back suspension makes the bumps of this wooden planking seem like just beautiful. I've never been so happy with a bicycle in my life. I bought this through a company called Pedal Cycles in Redfern. The manager Ryan and the rest of the team were like gold, so helpful. Crown Casino, you can see the Crown there perhaps. It's a massive building. Now we're coming to a brand new Harbourside Park area. All of the stone that you see in this area is actually Sydney sandstone. A lot of the original buildings in Sydney are built of this sandstone. Just lean down so you can see it. Many different colors and hues to it. So now we're coming into the park area. It was all part of the development with the casino. Yeah, I've got to hand it to them, the team at Pedal Bicycles in Redfern. I still haven't given them a review online, but they will be getting a good one. There's Watches of Switzerland, how about that? Sydney really does have the best of everything to offer. These are the entrances to the casino. shopping mall in there. I think that was Cartier. A little bit more quiet and subdued and upmarket around here. So now we're beneath the casino area. A lot more laid back. This is a massive harbour. Once again, Barangaroo precinct. When we're looking for corporate offices in Sydney, I think this would be a natural choice. Or perhaps just an apartment, maybe upstairs in this building. Ha! One can only dream. Just going to come down through here and give you a little look more at the Sydney sandstone. Some of these are like pyramid-sized blocks. So I'm making this turn one-handed, and this bike is just so stable. And I have the electric assist on just number 1, so it's capable of just cruising at walking speed. Minimal pedaling. However, you can put this right up to level 5 and enjoy a bit of a faster ride. Hate to repeat myself, but stable even at higher speeds. I wouldn't even want to look at the prices on those menus at that place. What a beautiful day in Sydney. For those of the viewers in Northern Hemisphere, maybe Alaska or Ilford, Maine perhaps. The weather being like this during Christmas is unbelievable. However, I had a lot of Christmases in North America, and my favorite one's in Alaska when I was a boy. So unfortunately for me, it really doesn't feel exactly like Christmas here. However, the party lifestyle makes up for that. And in the distance, we've got a new park development that goes around the water, and one will notice what they've done with the Sydney sandstone. It was only a couple of years ago, all of those trees were just saplings. The Australian eucalyptus trees grow very, very quickly, and unfortunately burn as well. We don't call it wildfires here, we call it bushfires. Eucalyptus trees are full of something called eucalyptus oil. And that is extremely flammable. So this year we have exceptionally good air quality, but some years when these fires are going on, it couldn't be a little bit smoky. See this wonderful step effect, the sandstone. I think there is a netted swimming area further on. One wouldn't want to swim in there. We have plenty of sharks. plenty man-eating sharks. Swimming anywhere in Sydney Harbour, unless it's a designated safe area, isn't necessarily a good idea. I notice these old buildings are actually built of Sydney sandstone as well. Well, let's have a little cruise around this park. As I say, the last time I was here, this was all saplings. Wow. See, those are the balconies to all of the casinos' apartments, perhaps hotel rooms. I think it's a beautiful building. A lot of people object to developments like that, but when a development like that can sponsor park and harborside areas being built like this, I think it's a good thing. I also think it's very, very important to retain the old character of the city, which I believe they have. Beyond this park area, we'll come into an area called the Rocks. That's the oldest area in Sydney. In fact, Circular Quay and the Rocks, which is directly below the city side of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, was the first settlement in Sydney. And after that, Australia became a penal colony. Didn't plan on doing a history lesson today, just a little look at Sydney. Wow. Bike handles so well. For people visiting Sydney, feel welcome to call a company called Pedal, and you can rent bikes similar to this at very reasonable prices. A lot of advice and help from fantastic staff, and I must say, in particular, the Redfern shop. Just what a great team. So again, we're cruising along on just number 1 power. In the distance, we're looking at North Sydney, which is the other side of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So that's another business district. And here we are. There's the Sydney Harbour Bridge in the distance, if you can see it through the trees. Yeah, what a day. I think we might go up and have a little cruise around the park. Oh, this thing goes off-road so beautifully. I want to get any trouble for riding on the grass. Now to climb the hill, I think we're going to try number 4, maybe number 5. Is it okay to go through there?
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Wow, power on demand. We're now climbing, and this bike has just amazing power. I am pedaling a little bit. If anything, I didn't need to put it up to number 5. Number 2 or number 3 would be sufficient. I think we'll drop down to number 3. There we go. I don't want to accelerate too much uphill. I love the slight whirring sound the engine makes. So, it's all the park, but underneath the park is also a large concrete area. I don't know what it's really used for. Possibly emergency services or something below us. I don't know, but there's beneath us is a huge concrete cavern. I didn't know that from when I